We are back at it with another Assassin's Creed 3 all cutscenes reaction. This is part 9. Some more Haytham and Connor together. Father-son duo.
Yeah.
I have been reunited with my father, but I do not yet know if this bodes well or ill.
Probably the latter.
Our goals are aligned, at least so far as independence is concerned. But he continues to defend Charles Lee, the man who murdered my mother and burned my village. Still, he makes a point about Washington and those who back him. I hear much talk of freedom and equality, but it seems one must be a landed white man to benefit.
Yeah.
Still true today, buddy.
Me, or Surrey? What role for us in this new world? Is my father right then? There is so much I must consider and so little time in which to do it.
Welcome back. And how was Martinique?
Achilles, I owe you an apology. It was wrong of me to say the things I did.
Heat of the moment. It's okay.
Your words were harsh, Connor, but there was also truth there. I failed the order, allowed the Templars to take control.
But now their hold is weakened, which makes me believe there's a chance for peace. Imagine what might be accomplished if we were to unite.
Why the change of heart? Where is this coming from? You've met your father, haven't you?
I do not claim to trust the man or even like him. But I would be remiss to ignore this opportunity.
Haytham may listen, but will he understand? And even if he does, will he agree?
Even he must admit that we can achieve more together than we do alone.
I assume you're off to find him.
Yes. I ride for New York to see what might be done.
We need to know what the Loyalists are planning, if we're to put an end to this.
I've tried, but the soldiers themselves are told nothing now, only to await orders from above.
Keep digging. Come find me when you have something worth sharing. We're so close to victory. A few more well-placed attacks and we'll be able to put an end to the Civil War and be rid of the crown.
What do you intend?
Well, nothing at the moment, since we're completely in the dark.
I thought the Templars had eyes and ears everywhere.
Oh, we did. Until you started cutting them off.
Your contact said orders from above. It tells us exactly what we need to do. Track down the Loyalist commanders.
Have you considered the proposal? I'm unconvinced. To reinforce them would leave New York exposed. It's hard enough maintaining order with our current numbers. Cut in half.
Yet if we do not join with them, they risk defeat. And then what?
Well, they should have come by sea.
Well, they're talking in circles. We'll learn nothing watching as we are.
Then what do you propose we do? March in there and demand answers?
Well, yes.
Ambush!
Connor? Little help here?
Well, you gave away my position. Gonna need a lot of help.
Yeah.
A ton of them. Right in between.
Right where like our elbows
I know.
might be.
We'll bring them back to my quarters at Fort George and see what secrets they might share.
You suck at tying knots.
Well, you'd best get after him then.
You go. I will watch the prisoners.
No, you do it.
Why me?
Because I said so. Now go.
That's not a good reason, Connor.
Yeah, I can't believe he accepted that. They said so. You were never a father to him.
Yeah. And if you're the one that tied him, and he got loose, it's your fault. You go get him.
And you started this whole thing.
Yeah.
Once again, treating Connor with no respect.
Stop him!
Move.
Go to hell.
I said move.
Wait. I'll tell you anything you want. Anything, only don't make
We just
me go
have
in
some
there.
questions for you.
Cross that threshold and I'm a dead man.
There you are, Connor. I was worried you might have gotten lost. Come along, then. What are the British planning?
To march from Philadelphia. That city's finished. New York's the key. They'll double our numbers, push back the rebels.
When do they begin?
2 days from now.
June 18th. I must warn Washington.
You see? That wasn't so very difficult now, was it?
I've told you everything.
And now you're dead.
Now let me go.
Of course. The other two said the same. It must be true.
You killed him.
Of course he
You
did.
killed all of them. Why?
They'd have warned the Loyalists.
You could have held them until the fight was done.
What? And waste precious time and money on their care? What would be the point? They'd given up everything.
Because
they
they're
knew.
human beings?
I'll meet you at Valley Forge. We should be sharing what we know with the Lee, not Washington.
You seem to think I favor him, but my enemy is a notion, not a nation. It is wrong to compel obedience, whether to the British Crown or the Templar Cross. And I hope in time the Loyalists will see this too, for they are also victims.
You oppose tyranny, injustice.
Yeah.
These are just symptoms. Their true cause is human weakness. Why do you think I keep on trying to show you the error of your way?
You have said much, yes, but you have shown me nothing.
We'll have to remedy that then, won't we?
Well said.
Sir,
Hello, Connor. What brings you here?
the British have recalled their men in Philadelphia. They march for New York.
Very well. I'll move our forces to Monmouth. If we can rout them, we'll have finally turned the tide.
And what's this?
Private
Of
correspondence.
course it is. Would you like to know what it says, Connor? It seems your good friend here has just ordered an attack on your village. Although attack might be putting it mildly. Well, tell him, Commander.
We've been receiving reports of Allied natives working with the British. I've asked my men to put a stop to it.
By burning their villages and salting the land, by calling for their extermination, according to this letter. Not the first time either. Tell them what you did 14 years ago.
That was another time. The 7 Years' War.
And so now you see what happens to this great man when under duress. He makes excuses, displaces blame, does a great many things, in fact, except take responsibility.
Enough! Who did what and why must wait. My people come first.
Then let's be off.
No. You and I are finished.
Son,
Connor.
Do you think me so soft that by calling me son, I might change my mind? How long did you sit on this information, or am I to believe you discovered it now? My mother's blood may stain another's hands, but Charles Lee is no less a monster, and all he does by your command.
There you go.
A warning to you both. Choose to follow me or oppose me, and I will kill you.
Also, Charles Lee shits the bed at the Battle of Monmouth.
Yeah.
Radun hagedun. Zashewe nexti onujera. Wakanu dunyu we dogatiga oya lungwe ayezenesege.
Unka giga oya rungwe.
De ohne gujes Charles Lee. Luona tukwa yasagoya tahawe kano dogu dano dohkara ni hadi.
Nahoda? Ka nuwe nyehonenu.
What de sagodi dashtana tini hadi ayunki hunjakwa.
He took the warriors.
Onajera di desa ni kuhare. Ya kontak desa duhuntoni ne giga ne ayagoderio.
I think you're right, beautiful. Take the warriors away from there so they can't defend.
Skana kana dogo.
If he wanted to kill you, you'd be dead, dude.
Charles Lee. But Triot the Hona the Honzonia you kia want to. Don't go easy, I say, what is it? A toga tigarungwe. Waharu zit is on Nigura Denu. The Sada in yonder the squat Nigura Gani.
And you believe Charles Lee? Why?
You go and guard him there. They got your scar, connect you got your scar and see what Gonya has in there, square the new stats again. Don't use that Nigura di Hunto. Don't know what doesn't want ducks out then. There's some great that soon.
Look in the mirror, that's exactly what you're doing.
There is something on Zaheyu.
You've been corrupted and twisted against your own people. Oh. I guess you had no choice.
Yo, Tena. That is a dance. Zigado headstane. Redden Hagedum. Charles Lee. Mountmouth. Was a dodge. A second had to masse. Zina hold them patriot. Radeno Uni. Jura Saga. A second nasete. On Octangi Camaderio. Ronodio hot Quenu. Ungenungue da summa. Oh, diatanum statunge. Iwerea Nawadu Tanguayatanu statunge. Ona was a derissa in Jataro.
Oh, Connor.
We must hold this position for as long as it takes. If the enemy is
Lafayette!
allowed to push through, we will.
Yes!
Connor, my friend, you have arrived just in time to bear witness to our glorious
Everybody's
victory.
favorite Frenchman.
Where is Charles Lee?
The Batar. He shows up in the middle of our preparations and just takes charge. Screams at everyone to advance, and then rides away. I am left to pick up the pieces.
Hamilton. Have Lafayette take the lead.
Where did they come from? Send word that we are falling back! Everyone, to me! Now! Now!
I will hold the area while you bring them to safety.
I grant you my finest soldiers to serve as your personal guard. There is nothing they will not do to ensure you are victorious. Bonne chance, mon ami.
Oh, cool. And the cannons go boom.
Well, we have more than one cannonball, right?
Yeah.
We need more than one.
To the right, they look closer. There you go.
We'll push these raincoats back yet. We are low on ammunition, sir, and the enemy advances.
Then we need to pull back, rejoin the others, and cover their escape.
There's a lot of red coats.
Mm-hmm. Get out of my way, every man for himself.
Didn't care about that soldier. Totally fine.
I mean, you know, kind of does run over women and children when he's riding a horse, so.
True. Yeah.
Do not worry about the redcoats. Go join the others.
Well done, my friend. You have saved many lives today.
Connor?
Charles Lee has betrayed you. He forced retreat in the midst of battle, hoping the loss would take the lives of your men and see you relieved of your command.
What?
I'm sure he will come and spin a tale saying that he was outnumbered or I was somehow to blame.
We'll definitely spin that tale.
Lies. I will say it one last time. That man is your enemy, and he will not stop until you are dead or dishonored.
Connor's tale rings true. Lee was acting most odd upon the battlefield.
I will investigate these allegations at once.
The time for that is long past.
This must be done properly, else we're no better than those we oppose. Never mind the political ramifications of such an act.
Should you choose to spare Lee's life, then I will take it myself.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a long
Enjoy
line,
your
dude.
victory, Commander. It will be the last I deliver you.
Something's happened, Desmond. Abstergo has your dad.
Where? Italy. Same place they were holding you. What are you two waiting for? Let's go.
There's more.
Hello again, Mr. Miles. I hope this message finds you well, or as well as it can, all things considered. It appears we now each have something the other desires. I propose a trade. Bring me the apple, and I'll return your father to you no worse for the wear. Should you refuse, he will still be returned, albeit much worse for the wear. I assume you'd like to avoid an unpleasant outcome.
I don't know. Dad's kind of a prick.
I always knew it would come to this. Just not so soon. I wonder if Abstergo even knows what's about to happen. And has this been a part of their plan all along? Maybe they want the world to end. To see it all burned away. Then they'd have their new world, ripe for the reshaping. We talked about looking for another power source, leaving him there. It's probably what he'd want, for us to finish the mission. But I can't. It's hard enough taking a life, but letting one be taken? Knowing there was something I could do about it? Not a chance. Might be I'm risking my life, risking all our lives to save an asshole. What else am I supposed to do? That asshole is my dad.
There it is. There's the rub.
Yep.
Yeah, the prick. He's an asshole, terrible person, but at the end of the day, he's your dad.
They're probably
It's the
holding your
bitch of
father
it.
on the upper level. Same place they kept you. There's an elevator bank down the hall. Try not to let them see you.
They know I'm here, Rebecca. There's no way they don't.
This was a bad idea.
No one asked you, Sean.
Hand over your weapons and come with me, sir.
I can show myself in, but thanks for the offer.
I'd rather this not turn ugly, Mr. Miles.
Then let me through.
Subdue the subject, please.
Good luck.
Yeah. Ooh. Luck was not on their side.
No.
Well, I see you've learned absolutely nothing since you left us. Walking into an elevator in the middle of a hostile environment. Really?
Yeah, I was thinking getting in the elevator.
Where's
wasn't
my
smart.
father?
You'll see.
Just for being lazy. Always take the stairs.
Now be a good boy and wait for security to fetch you.
So we can kill more of your security guards?
Climb the rest of the way.
Need eyes on him. He can't be far. Where the hell is he?
And death. See ya.
It's a long way down. So you saw that guy go flying and you thought it would be really good to walk to the edge?
Right? Ooh, stabby stab.
Sorry, but I just don't know where he is.
Give me the apple. Let's not draw this out. You got nowhere to go, and I've got a gun. Speaking of which, it's the 21st century and you're still running around with only a tiny knife for protection? It's stupid.
Throw that knife at his head.
All right, Desmond. Game's over. Not now. Not now. Я еще ждет работа. Нет. Get out!
What the hell was that?
I don't know. But be happy about it.
Yeah. Okay. I guess he's only on the 4th floor, so it's not instant death. Okay.
Jesus.
I invited you here in the spirit of cooperation, but you responded to my hospitality with only violence. I had hoped we might preserve you and further study your memories. But you're not worth the trouble.
Where's Vinny?
This floor.
Again, elevator.
Mm-hmm.
You learned
Did not,
nothing.
Yeah. Well, he learned to carry a gun.
This is up ahead.
Oh, and he can go invisible.
Daniel was like a son to me. A sickly son, perhaps, but one full of promise. He accomplished so much, and so well, that now he's taken him from me. From us. Yes. Like Lucy, we want to help the world, Desmond. You save it yourself. But you keep getting all our hard work ruined. You're a fanatic. All your kind. Maintaining the
Okay, Pot.
belief that we are evil. That the work we do is wrong. And every time here, we save and transform them.
Not all transformations are good.
Just keep saying it. And take what isn't yours.
It's easy to be judgy and say he's taking when he's killing a bunch of people. It's, yeah. Not his best moment.
True.
Dad? Not so fast, Mr. Miles. In case you hadn't noticed, I'm the one calling the shots. Now give me the apple.
Go to hell.
You want it?
Use the apple's power.
Here it is.
There you go.
Wait! No!
Oh! And now kill yourself. Ooh! Oh, that was brutal.
Mm-hmm.
You never should have come here. You put everything on the line. For what? So you could rescue your father?
Still a prick.
Yeah.
To the
Yeah.
fucking end.
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm. Because that's all I wanted was just a hug from my dad. That is a lot of guards.
But they're gonna take care of themselves.
Mm-hmm. It's just tough to see
Yeah.
people doing that, especially like as they struggle. Just brutal.
I'd get the power source hooked up before heading back into the Animus. But it's your call. Home stretch, Desmond. I can feel it.
The tides of war are turning. The Loyalists fall back beneath the advancing Patriot army, their hold on this land weakening by the day. But the Templars only seem to grow stronger. Though fewer in number, the threat they pose appears undiminished. Making matters worse, Washington chose to spare the life of Charles Lee. I am told he has taken refuge inside Fort George, and so my days are spent searching for a way to breach its walls. Of my father, there is no trace, and I am glad of it. If I can be rid of Lee, there may still be a chance for reconciliation. And through it, peace.
Connor, he's asking for you.
Hello, Connor. Come now. Your sadness won't sustain me any more than that fool woman's soups and potions. Tell me of your latest exploits.
Charles Lee has been exposed, and the Patriots finally rid of him. They march now to secure the remaining cities that this country might finally be free.
Then you have won. The land and your people are safe.
For now.
Yet you seem troubled.
Washington spared Lee's life.
So you could take it. As he lives, all are in danger. The same is true for your father. When you first came to me, you understood what had to be done, swore you'd see it through.
Before he knew him, though, like got to spend some time with him.
For your people and all those threatened by the Templars.
But with Lee gone, my father might...
Listen to me. You have not come this far to throw it all away over misplaced sentiment. Both men must die.
Achilles.
There is nothing more to discuss.
What if you knew the history? Like, you thought Charles Lee was corrupting your dad, but he's not. Like, your dad's the one that brought him all into the order of the Templars.
Tell me you bring good news.
The Comte de Grasse said yes. You need only join his fleet in Chesapeake Bay and they will serve as required. But what exactly is it you intend?
It's better that I show you. Charles Lee may have been dismissed, but it does not mean we are safe.
But the commander?
The commander underestimates the threat, and no more time can be wasted trying to convince him otherwise. I must do this on my own.
Do what exactly?
Kill Charles Lee.
Yeah.
He hides within Fort George, which is itself surrounded by a militarized district. I cannot hope to infiltrate it directly, so I will go under instead.
Incroyable.
The tunnels leading to the fort have been filled in. While I secure the Admiral's ships, I need you to clear them for me.
And the ships?
When signaled, they will bombard the fort.
Breaching its walls and creating a distraction, I see.
In the chaos, I will slip inside, find Charles Lee, and silence him forever.
Lafayette promised me a fleet beyond compare and a captain without peer. Instead, I find myself greeted by one old ship and a boy in costume.
I promise we are all you need, Admiral.
I doubt this very much, but beggars do not choose.
And the ships I require?
They are yours, provided we survive this.
Well, what would you have me do?
Hold the bay while I engage the main fleet. Should any British ships dare approach, destroy them. They must be kept from Yorktown.
It's just the wind, kid. It's just the wind.
Herod all handsors! Hell is manifest upon the sea! How many do you reckon?
Too many.
If anyone can hold the line, 'tis us. I only hope the Admiral's quick to return. Enemy approaching! All right, boys!
Oh, this is cool.
Make ready for war! Looks like they're coming to stay alone. Ready
Cool to see. I would hate to actually be on that ship.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry I can't fire a cannon. I'm seasick.
It's okay, bud. I got you. Fire the cannon.
Okay.
It's just wind, baby. It's just wind. Shh.
It's okay. It's okay.
Hey, it's okay.
It's manifest upon the sea! How many do you reckon?
Too many.
If anyone can hold the line, 'tis us. I only hope the Admiral's quick to return. Enemy approaching! All right, boys! Make ready for war! Looks like they're coming to stay alone. Ready yourselves! Aye, aye!
Damn.
Yeah.
It's breaking up! Down the ship! Take care!
It's coming right for us.
Mm-hmm.
Ship lost! Escort's all stuck. We're on our own now, sir. My God. Where are our blasted reinforcements?
They will come. We must hold the bay until they do.
Oh, this is madness. You're alone and we're without reinforcements.
Yeah, it looks pretty bleak.
Beast
Well,
is sure to stink us if we're not careful.
that's really bad.
Mm-hmm.
he's not really planning
About to say, yep.
board them, is he? Has he
Ram 'em.
lost his
Ramming
mind?
speed.
He's going to get us all killed.
Now that it's completely destroyed, the ship's yours.
Well, we're not gonna be able to commandeer this ship because we destroyed that one too.
You mad bastard.
Yep. Okay, the ship's in better shape than I thought.
I mean, at least it hasn't sunk yet.
Yeah. There's no way of defending itself other than just ramming.
They say you took down that man of war all alone. Perhaps Lafayette did not exaggerate when he spoke of your abilities. As promised, my ships are yours to command. What do you require?
5 of them must enter New York's harbor flying British flags.
Wait. I thought you might need some pirates killed or goods transported, and instead, you asked for us to, what, shell New York?
No, of course not.
Ah,
Only part of it.
explain yourself.
I mean to infiltrate Fort George, but it is too well guarded. Cannon fire will breach its walls and scatter its guards.
And a ship that flies the French flag could never get near it.
You understand then?
Not at all. But a promise is a promise, even when made
crazy
to a
one.
lunatic.
Yeah.
I will light a signal fire when it is time
That'll
for you
do.
to attack.
Vous l'avez entendu, récupérez leurs drapeaux qu'on puisse les accrocher. Allez, vite!
Hello, Connor. Welcome back.
Is everything in place?
Oui, Lafayette waits for you inside the tunnel beneath the city. Connor.
This tunnel will take you into the military district.
And the Admiral?
He waits for you to light this signal. And then the strike begins.
And we will be there as well.
Hey, butcher knife friend.
Oh, dude.
You're about to go down a wall.
Picked the wrong day to sit there.
Light the beacon. Condor calls for aid.
Ooh.
Yeah. Crap.
We need to get inside the fort. I am in no condition to fight. Need to stay away from the guards.
Where are you, Charles? Gone.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Yes! Right in the dick.
Come now. You cannot hope to match me, Connor.
Especially when your days like this.
Skills, you are still but a boy, with so much left to learn.
I'm gonna stab you.
Impossible. He is the promise of a better future.
Ugh.
The sheep need a shepherd.
He has been dismissed and censured. He can do nothing for you now.
A temporary setback. He will be restored.
All right, Hatham.
Yep.
We'll kill you first. Then we'll kill Lee.
You act as though you have some right to judge.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that a right reserved only for you?
Exactly. This is about pure revenge. He killed my mom. The woman you supposedly loved at one point.
We did not harm your people.
Yes, you did.
We did not support the crown.
You killed them.
We worked to see this land united and at peace.
But only under your terms.
Our rule,
Yep.
all would be equal. To the Patriots promised the same.
I don't think all will be equal under your rule.
They offer
Yeah, like
freedom,
equal in servitude.
which I've told you time and
Yeah.
Surrender, and I will spare you.
Brave words from a man about to die.
You fare no better.
Even when your kind appears to triumph, still we rise again. And do you know why? It's because the Order is born of a realization. We require no creed, no indoctrination by desperate old men. All we need is that the world be as it is. And this is why the Templars will never be destroyed.
But you will.
Man. Here I thought you'd be... You have to kill him last. Nice little twist. Killing him before Charles Lee.
Don't think I've any intention of caressing your cheek and saying I was wrong.
Nope.
I will not weep and wonder what might have been.
Me know.
I'm sure you understand.
That's why you had to die.
Still, I'm proud of you in a way. You've shown great conviction, strength, courage. All noble qualities.
Although misguided.
I should have killed you long ago.
Yeah. And now you're dead.
We've got a problem. Hatham doesn't have the amulet anymore.
But the temple's still sending data. There must be more to this story.
Only one way to find out.
My father is dead. Charles Lee now leads the Templar Order in his place. I see now why ours is an eternal war. For each piece taken from the board, another is placed upon it. Back and forth we go. Across the world. Across the ages. Some days mine feels an impossible task. But I cannot afford to be consumed with doubt. The people need me. Now more than ever. I must stop the Templars. I will kill Charles Lee.
We gather today to remember a man of fearless vision who sought to change the world. And change the world he did. Look around. Even now, the British prepare to retreat.
Oh, you are not going to credit him with the whole revolution.
Their forces splinter. The Patriot leadership shall soon follow. Either into us.
That's right, bring me nice and close to him.
He sent me away. That day, at Fort George. He feared for my safety. I should have stayed. He said there was no danger.
He was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I will kill you, Connor. This I swear.
You can try.
Not here, though. Not today. No. First I'll destroy all you hold dear. I'll burn that homestead of yours to the ground and roast the severed heads of your precious founding fathers in its flames. And when I've finished with them, all the rest will burn as well. Your merry band of assassins, the human refuse that lives on your land, your village and its people, all of it, gone.
But I thought the Templars were such good people.
Charles. But as with all your schemes, this too will end in failure.
Get him on his feet. He will wait. He will watch. And then, when he's seen all his life's work brought to ruin, only then will I allow him to die. Take him away.
Funny, because that's everything that's going to happen to you.
I will say, though, Charles Lee cared about someone other than himself, because I think he's genuinely torn up over the death of Hatham. And you probably loved Hatham because of how Hatham served his interests, but...
Well, Hatham brought him into the order, and...
Yeah. Still something,
Yeah.
you know, outside of his physical being, so that's...
It's not a complete sociopath.
Sorry to have disappointed. As you should be. For us to have come all this way for nothing. Tell me now why I shouldn't have you thrown into the sea.
No need to be rash. Only give me a little more time. I'll scour the other ships if I must. I'm certain there are prisoners who will meet your needs.
Very well. You have 2 days.
Thank you.
Prisoners that will meet your
Present
needs.
yourself to the Green Dragon Tavern in Boston with the men you've chosen. We shall meet you there along with our master.
And death.
Feels like a long way to swim.
I was thinking the same thing. So Connor killed Hatham, killed his dad.
I like what they did with that because it was so on brand for the Hatham that they have kind of established at this point. Like his philosophical viewpoints, as repugnant as they are and as detestable as they make him, they did a good job kind of showing how fully indoctrinated he was with this belief, and even to the point where, like, the delusion of Charles Lee, which I think is, he got this from Hatham too, because Hatham alluded to it, that sort of like the Templars are responsible for the success of the revolution, and like Hatham was a key. I mean, just sort of going all that way. But then when he's finally dead and they meet in the afterlife, there is that sort of like, I don't know, mutual respect between them. And Hatham seems less like a complete asshole because he's done with his sort of like political self-righteousness, but there's also no sentimentality there either.
No.
So I just think they did a really good job with it.
Yeah, I agree. It wasn't like super sappy or anything like that. It wasn't, like you said, it was there was a mutual respect there. You talked about all the great qualities that Connor had, but then followed that up with, I should have killed you a long time ago.
And I was not surprised by Hatham's kind of lack of sentimentality, but I did worry for Connor a bit, especially because Connor had that moment with Achilles of like, oh, but I've met, and as you were saying, like, but he's met him now.
Yeah.
But Connor was just like, goodbye, father. Like, there was no, I'm going to say a prayer over your grave, or it was just like, nope, we're done here. Goodbye.
Yeah, I think he knew that there was no saving his father or whatever. Like, like, you gave your dying words, you said your piece. I have nothing more to say to you. You're clearly we're never gonna see eye to eye. And I think he was at peace with his decision as well to kill him. Is like, especially when he said Charles Lee was going to be the one to like shepherd the sheep, as he put it, and be the one to be in charge of everything. It's like, oh man, still you're clinging to this guy that is despicable and supposedly went against your orders in killing your former wife or maybe just lover. Yeah. So I also think it was easier that it was in the heat of battle as opposed to like an assassination.
Yeah, I think so too. I liked that we went from Hatham basically right to his funeral and Charles Lee. Because again, it just shows us the distinct differences between the two men. And like, there's no love lost for me with Hatham. I found his philosophy terrible. I also thought he did a great job, like, demonstrating a warped point of view in terms of like, oh, but our side promises freedom and equality. Like, yeah, equality when you're putting everyone down and ruling over them. But anyway, I digress. But then Charles Lee, who's like, I'm going to take everything you love. I'm going to make everything that you fought for get burned to the ground. And then I'll allow you to. Just the arrogance and the venom and yeah. So they did a good job because like our two main villains, we can see back to back and their distinct differences.
And also when Connor went back to like save his tribe and his people and everything, and he had to battle his friend. And like just the fact that like, I don't know what it is about. I mean, because this isn't the first story or whatever to do it, where someone believes a terrible thing about someone that they know. It's like, oh no, you're the one that's corrupted. Like, and Charles Lee told me all about you and like told me that you would say terrible things and try to twist things around. It's like, well, why would you believe Charles Lee over someone else that you know so much better? Yeah, I mean, maybe it's just like, a lot of time has passed with Connor and like, he spent all that time with training with the assassins and whatnot. So I'm not sure what the psychology behind that is.
I mean, what strikes me is fear, right? We're so easily manipulated by our fears, and you're far more afraid of somebody that you love betraying you than somebody you don't care about. And for whatever reason, we find it so much easier to believe the terrible things, like the things that we fear and like we try to defend ourselves from them.
Yeah, I can see that because like the more you know somebody, the more you could twist it around in your head to make it believable. It's like, you could like pick certain instances where they might have been like selfish or something like that, or you might have been jealous of them, or like, something like you have more of a history there. So like you can construct more of a narrative to feed what this person's telling you versus like Charles Lee, who you don't really know. You can't like piece it together. It's like, oh, well, I know this person to be a liar, or like, because if you don't know anything about Charles Lee, it's like, okay, well, he very well could be an honest man, and like he's a well-respected general or whatever, as far as he knows. Like, so, yeah, I think that's it. I think it's just like the more you know about somebody, the more you can sort of twist that around to believe a lie if you're already kind of going that way in that direction.
Yep, definitely. And I think there's also, especially when you consider the times, I mean, not that it's different now in modern times because it's not, but in those times in particular, communication took so long.
Yeah.
There was so much time between visits with people. So like they haven't seen Connor in ages. When he shows up again, he's just like a white man, like he's not. So it's easy to spin a narrative of like, oh, he's betraying you when Connor's not there to speak for himself too.
Yeah, true. Good on Achilles for speaking hard truths and telling Connor though that he had to kill Hatham, and sticking to the guns and like just reinforcing that. because that's not easy to do.
No, and it's one of those things of like, it's not easy to tell the truth at the same time. Achilles isn't the one who has to do it. Connor has to. And
there's that too.
That's monumentally hard. Yeah. And even if he wasn't Father of the Year, and he wasn't, there's just still that knowledge. And I think we often cling to the hope of like, ooh, what it could be if it was the relationship that we wish it were. And like, that hope can be really cruel, and it can also betray us.
Especially since like, if I remember correctly, his mother didn't like speak ill of Hatham and like say he was like this terrible person or anything like that. Just that he was misguided and in search for power, and and that she really did think that he did love her in his own way, that in whatever possible way he was capable of love. So I think there was that too. I think it'd been a little bit easier if like her, his mom like had talked ill of Hatham and talked shit about him and said like, all these terrible things. Looking forward to when Charles Lee finally gets it though. Yeah,
especially after that speech. But it did look like he had tears in his eyes as he was saying it. So it's like, I don't know, there's that part of me that's like, hey, you care about someone. Like, I don't know. He's been such an asshole this whole time that to think he did actually care about someone and is experiencing loss is kind of nice.
Especially since last time we thought we thought he cared about nothing but himself. So
yeah,
clearly that isn't true. There was, we saw the bond form between them in the first couple episodes, and we said that we like Charles Lee as a second in command. This feels like a lifetime ago.
I know.
So, they did a good job like establishing that, like, that there was really like a true connection between them. And that's why Hatham didn't turn against him, is because like they just had formed these bond over these years. And Hatham really believed in Charles Lee, and Charles Lee really looked up to and respected and cared for Hatham.
I am curious, and some of our community members likely have more insight on this, but I am curious about the selection of Hatham's death before Charles, in terms of like the creator selecting that order, because Hatham's face has been at the center of the diagrams in the basement of Achilles' house, and like everything has seemed to be leading up to Hatham coming first. So I am curious. Hatham also seemed like a bigger power player. He still had his reputation versus Charles Lee, who's been discredited. And even though Hatham says, oh, Charles Lee will be restored, I don't know, for whatever reason, when I heard that, I assumed it was contingent on Hatham's assistance, which now will not happen with Hatham's death. So I am just curious what lined up to George Lee being the bigger fish to fry. I mean, my brain goes to the mom and the burning of the village, which then seems to make this journey a pure vengeance story, which I think in a lot of ways is in line with like Ezio and stuff and the tradition of Assassin's Creed. But maybe because it was under the guise of the revolution, it felt like there was perhaps something bigger at play than simple vengeance.
No, I mean, I think that's what originally drove him, and
for sure.
The revolution was just set as like a nice little like background for it. And I also think it's like nice like twist, like you expect Hatham to be the last person, so give the twist or not. But also, we want Charles Lee to die. We necessarily want Hatham to die, and like I think if you left Hatham for the last kill, his death the way they did it wouldn't have been as satisfying. It would have been unsatisfactory, I feel like.
That's fair.
Whereas like if you do it this way and it's like the heat of the battle and the heat of the moment, and it's not built up so much, it just felt more organic and it felt more real and it felt like fitting. Whereas like Charles Lee, like you're amped up. It's like, okay, we're going to get Charles Lee. It's like gonna be a big dramatic like thing. It's like no holds barred brutality and just freaking kill him.
Yeah.
So I think
that's true for sure.
Let us know what you thought about this down below in the comments. If you want to get to the last episode right now, then go ahead and hit the join button. You can get early ad-free access, or you can do that on Patreon, get early access to both of our channels. Thanks for watching Assassin's Creed with us, but you keep in mind
that our reaction is definitely not definitive.